So for the last few days I've been talking to a couple of friends of mine about this short teaser that I made for the Bartushka video I recently uploaded. And the reactions were kind of surprising when it came to how much time and effort I put into making this video. Because, yeah, of course, it's a short video, it's about 41 seconds long or something. And it took me about 1 hour, 1.5 hours to shoot that video in here, and let's say maybe another 20 minutes of editing. And of course, I can understand, like, if you put it only like this, then it's a long time and a lot of time to put into such a short video. But then surprisingly, also all the creative people, like not only people with the basic knowledge of making videos, but also musicians that have experience with making an album and stuff like that, they understood much better how important it is to put attention to little details, and that takes time, of course. So I thought, since everything is still more or less set up here from shooting that video, let's take a look at what difference it actually makes to get an idea out of your head into the camera and onto the screen as quickly as possible, or to really put in the time and effort and paying attention to every single little detail. The idea for the teaser is explained pretty easily. I just wanted to have like a wide shot of the studio, have the incense in the foreground and maybe in slow motion, and have the intro music that we use for live shows playing underneath, and that's basically it. So first thing was to see which part of the studio I want to have visible, and I thought, yeah, this area, this corner is the best one. So you can see the drums and, yeah, pretty much everything from the studio. So let's put up this camera on this tripod, and then I put the incense in the foreground here on the C stand. Yeah, of course, this took some time to figure out the composition, to see in which corner everything is, to put the focus here on the incense, and yeah, to set up this one light here, basically. So this is the quick and easy shot. The incense in the foreground, wide shot, one light, nothing more. Let's take it one step further, turn on all the visible candles in the background, because of course it's a teaser for the Bartushka video, and in the Bartushka video there were all kinds of candles in the background. So let's do that quickly. So all these candles already make a big difference, but now let's get into improving this shot even more. One thing, for example, I think right here it looks a little empty, so I'd like to have a couple of more candles here. So let me get something to put on some more candles there. And what I did was just take this ammunition box, and now we have 2 more candles in the corner. So this fills up the shot a little more, and I also like to adjust the composition a little bit, bring the shot a little closer, like this. So now let's add some more lights to make this shot even better. The first light I'm gonna add is back here. This light that shines almost directly into the camera, but it creates like a little shiny backlighting effect on the drum kit. Then the next light is this one right here, and this one illuminates the drum kit a little better, so you can actually see something of the drum kit, even though it's completely out of focus. So another light I want to turn on is this overhead light from whenever I use, for example, my overhead camera. So this gives the cymbals a little more light as well, or a little more shine. So the last light is this one here right next to the camera, because yeah, the big light is going right past the star of the show actually, and this is kind of dull looking, so this one gives it a little golden shine and looks much nicer, I think. So this is pretty much, if I'm not in the shot anymore, it's hard to say in the wide shot, but so this is pretty much the final composition. I think it looks kind of nice. So the last step, or almost last step, is to use a little filter. This is a black Pro Mist filter, and if you pay attention to, for example, all these lights, this is like a very digital look, which I don't like, so the black mist filter gives it a little more halation effect. So if you see, this is with the filter and without the filter, so this looks like a much sharper edge to everything, and this softens up everything a little bit more. I think it's a nicer look, so I screw on these filters in pretty much all of my videos. What I also do in pretty much all of my videos is to use a smoke machine. So So let's do this as well. I like to use an old kick drum head to just move the smoke around. And I think this is now pretty much the finished look. Let me get out of the shot. So this is the final image basically. I of course need to light everything, and now let's get to the editing. So let's take a quick look at the editing process of this video. So this is the actual footage that I used for the teaser. You can see it's going very slow, so this is shot in 120 frames per second, so that's slowed down 5 times, so 5 times slow motion. But you can also see right away there's some issues here with this flickering in the lamps, so that has to do with the electrical currency and the frame rate and stuff like that. Not gonna go into details, but so we have to fix that. So you can also see this looks kind of dull, so I color graded it and basically copied the look that I used for the actual Bartoszka video. So in order to get rid of this flickering effect, I isolated these areas where it's flickering, and there's a deflicker mode, so now you can see it does not flicker anymore. So that's a pretty easy fix. So what I then did was to cut out this part here and copying it upside down to the right side, so that it's a little more symmetrical in the image. But then of course if I play it like this, then the smoke goes down here and up here on this side. Yeah, makes sense because it's coming out of here. So this part I reversed the video, so then the smoke goes up on both sides, but inside here, and yeah, looks kind of cool. Another thing that I did was I took this overlay, like red dust particles. So I wanted to have like a little more dirty, or more something going on here in these areas where there's no smoke. So I took this overlay and put it in there, blended it a little down so it's not so much in the foreground. And then there's something more going on here. And the last step was just to put in the logo, which is zooming in a little bit. Yeah, not too much, so it's not too obvious. Yeah, so this was the quick rundown of how the editing worked. And yeah, you tell me, was it worth the extra effort or not? I think it looks a lot nicer than just putting it there and not doing anything with the background, with the lighting and stuff like that. And also, yeah, of course, it's fun to do stuff like that. You always learn with every new video that you make, or that I make. So yeah, I hope this was kind of interesting. Have a nice week, and till the next time. Bye, guys.